Warning, this content is for adults only and those 18 years of age and older. Viewer discretion is advised. Anything I say in this video is my opinion and my opinion alone, and speculation and theories. Anyone and everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Everyone, take a good look at your screen. The little boy that you see here is 8-year-old Hershell Creachbuam. He went missing from the 400 block of Xenia Avenue around 3:30 a.m. according to a spokesperson for the Dayton Police Department. He was last seen wearing a gray t-shirt with cartoons and gray sweatpants. It is said that Hershell uses a wheelchair, but he can walk short distances, and he is also autistic, but he is nonverbal. Hershell has brown hair, hazel eyes, and authorities have located his wheelchair at this time, but they have not located him. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Hershell Creachbaum, please call the Dayton, Ohio Police Department at 937-333-COPS or 937-333-2677. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now, I can't lie. I usually try not to take these cases too personally, but this one right here was a little hard for me to not take personal because I'm disabled myself. I'm in a wheelchair. I have cerebral palsy, and I've said that several times on my channel. Now, this little boy right here, he's in a wheelchair. I don't know what his condition is, but he can walk short distances, as I said earlier. But I don't see him at 8 years old getting up in the middle of the night and saying, oh, I want to go get a burger from McDonald's or whatever, and just go off by himself. Now, me, I'm very independent. I do things on my own. I live alone, so I'm independent, and if I decide I want to get up in the middle of the night and go get a burger, I can do that, but him, he's 8 years old. He's not just gonna walk off and go do whatever, especially 3:30 in the morning. Now, the weird thing about this is they have not found him yet, but as I said earlier, they have found his wheelchair, which is really strange to me because the wheelchair that he had was sold to someone. And I feel like if police can find that who bought that chair and when it was sold to them, they can possibly figure out what happened to this child, because I don't see a reason for someone to sell a wheelchair that someone is using unless, and before I say this, everything that I'm saying here is speculation and allegedly. But I don't see how someone would sell a wheelchair that someone is using unless they have two or more of them and one of them is outgrown the child, or the child has outgrown it, or, they just need a new one for whatever the reason and they have another one or maybe two sitting around, then yes, I can see that. But from what I'm understanding, this is the only chair that he was using before he went missing. And I use that term very loosely, and although you can't see it, I was using air quotes there. But I just don't see why someone would sell a wheelchair that a child is using unless that child is not going to need that chair anymore for whatever reason. And my theory is that the parents know what happened to this child because they were arrested. So they have to know something. And they know where this boy is, and they know if he's alive or not. But I get this weird, eerie feeling that he's not alive, and they know that. and they sold his wheelchair for whatever reason, maybe money for whatever they needed the money for. So maybe they sold his chair for money and they figure, he's not gonna need it anymore. He's not coming back, which is really like that's really messed up and sick in itself. As I've said before, I think that if the mom and dad were arrested, they know something. And I honestly would just like 10 minutes in a locked room with no cameras, and the police guarantee me no charges or jail time no matter what condition they are in when I leave that room. I'm just going to say that because I do not get how you can give birth to a child, especially a child with special needs, and your child go missing and then you get arrested. So that tells me that you had something to do with your child going missing. Now, like I said, this is all alleged and speculation, but I just don't understand that. You're the parent, you're the guardian or whatever. And also my understanding is that the mother just regained custody of the boy. But before, the grandmother had custody of Hershell. So I wonder what steps did the mother have to go through to get him back? Because a lot of times when when family and children services, when they take your child that has special needs, it is very hard for you to get that child back depending on the reason that you lost custody of them in the first place. I wonder if he has seizures or asthma or anything like that. And the reason I wonder this is because I wonder if he takes any medication for any of these things, or does he at least take medication for spasms or something? And he does have autism, as I said earlier. So does he at least take medication for that? I just wonder these things because if he takes medication, he is going to need that medication, or, things will start happening that we don't want to happen. And so therefore, I feel like if he takes any form of medication, whatever pharmacy that they use to fill his prescriptions, the police need to keep a close eye on that and see if his prescriptions are being filled and when the last prescription that he had was filled, because that can also give us a clue as to maybe around the time that he went missing, and if his prescriptions are being still being filled, then he might be still alive. And I don't know if they can do this, but if they can find out what pharmacy he's using or that the parents were using to fill his medications, if he takes any, they need to go to that pharmacy and see if they can get those cameras or call logs to see if anybody picked up his medication, and if so, who is the person or people that picked up his medication if it was being filled with, between the time that he was reported being missing or either a few days before. Because that can tell a lot too, and they need to figure out the phone number that the call came from to fill his prescription last, because if it wasn't the mother or the stepfather, then it might have been somebody else, and that person might be the person or people that have him right now. Unfortunately, guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to leave me a comment down in the comment section below. And please, if you are not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe before you leave, because that helps out with the channel getting into the algorithm so that people know that we exist. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.